Yo, what's going on? All my homies, homettes, dudes and dudettes. It's your boy Will, and I'm back again. I just want to run through a little list that I've been thinking about in my head. Anybody had those fragrances in your collection that, you know, they're not good, they're not bad, they're not great, but they're fragrances that you tend to overlook. They're still good fragrances, but it's still fragrances that you'll look at them like, I'd rather wear something else this day. And you tend to overlook those fragrances over and over and over. And that's what I got. I got seven fragrances. Was that seven? Yeah, I got seven fragrances that are just, you know, overlookable fragrances. So let's check them out. So I got seven fragrances that I think are just kind of they're just forgettable fragrances. They're not fragrances that are terrible. They just forgettable. And I have other fragrances that I want to wear at the time that I can wear these fragrances. So starting off, I'm not. This is not really in the order of worst to good or best. It's just a list. So first one is this one. This is Rogue Man, and this is by Rihanna, the singer Rihanna. And this is actually a really good fragrance. It's really good fragrance, especially for a date. It reminds me a little bit of, oh man, it's so good. It reminds me of uh, Dolce and Gabbana, the one EDT, and it smells really, really good. And another thing, it doesn't last very long. I think it lasts maybe about 2 hours, but it smells good. And the times that I think that I could wear this or I would wear this, I'm like, no. I usually end up grabbing the one EDP or the one Royal Night. So this is number seven, Rihanna's Rogue Man, and yeah, the next one. This one is, I got this one because of somebody. I can't remember. I think it was a reviewer that used to be on the channel. I can't remember his name. But this one is Declaration by Cartier. And this is actually a really good fragrance, a very classy fragrance. It's kind of upscale, but it comes off with this kind of ashy kind of vibe to it, and I think it's mainly I think it's like a coriander note in here that kind of gives off an ashy vibe. It has lavender and all the other stuff, and as it stays on your skin, it gets a little bit better. But it's I have other fragrances that I would want to wear at the time that I could wear this. This kind of, I guess this would be considered like a fougere, like when you're coming straight out of a barbershop. It kind of has that vibe, but for me, it still has that ashiness to it. And again, I just have to be in the mood to wear this one. So this is Declaration by Cartier. That is number six. Number five is this one. This one actually also I got on a tip from one of the content producers, Coach Rob. Coach Rob talked about this one, and this one is Arrogant by English Laundry. And this one again, it's a good fragrance. And look at the slight dent that I have in this. I've had this fragrance probably about 8 years, and that's all that I've used. Now I do have a smaller bottle of it too, and this probably has the same amount of dent in it. But this one, same thing with the Cartier. It kind of has this ashiness vibe to it, and this one has coriander in it also. And it has this ashiness vibe to it, but it has a older gentleman's kind of vibe. It smells like something you would have smell on your pop or something like that. And I don't have a problem with wearing fragrances like that. I dig them pretty much, but this one, again, when I think about wearing this, I usually say, you know what? I'll wear something else. I'll grab this other fragrance, and I'll usually end up not using this one. So that is number 765. Next one up, number 4. This one, I got this one because I was in the store and they had a sale on it. It was like I was purchasing one fragrance and they were like, well, if you get that fragrance, you can get this one for, I think it was like $20 for the whole set. It was a shaving cream, the fragrance, and something else. I can't remember. But this one is Kenneth Cole's Black. And the thing is, when you look at this bottle, you think, okay, this is going to be a nice fragrance for fall or winter or something like that. Nope, not even close. This is a fresh scent. It's so, the freshness is so high. It's has a bunch of bergamot. I think it even has ginger in it. This is a very bright scent. This is a scent for the summertime, springtime, and maybe the fall. It may not even be strong enough for the fall, but this one is, again, it's a good fragrance, and I will use this one probably more than any of the other ones from time to time. I probably will use this one more and more. But when I'm going through my fragrances trying to find something to wear, I see this bottle and I think, okay, it's a dark fragrance. This is going to be a fragrance for the wintertime if it's summertime, so I'll overlook it. And then if I'm looking at it in the wintertime, I'll look and I'll say, oh yeah, this is a good one to wear. And then I remember to smell it, and I'm like, okay, this is not strong enough to wear in the wintertime. So it ends up getting overlooked and forgettable. Kenneth Cole, Black. The next one up, I got this one because of Ashton over at Gent Scent, and this one is Lucky number 6. And I got this big old bottle too, but I did put a little dent in it, but it's not a dent because of wearing a whole lot. I have been using this like spraying the house or something like that to just freshen things up. This one, it's just, it's okay. It's just nothing exciting. It kind of reminds me of something. I can't remember what it is, but I think this fragrance will work for a younger guy, like maybe in your, like from 15 to like maybe about 25. It may work. Actually, 25 might be too old, but maybe 15 to about 20. And it's a nice fragrance. But again, it's semi-fresh also. When I'm thinking about wearing this fragrance, or I look at this fragrance and say, okay, I could wear it, it get overlooked because I'm like, okay, I'll wear something else that's pretty similar to it. The next one up is this one. I actually got this one because I was just roaming through the stores like Burlington. I think I got it from either Burlington's or Ross, but I can't remember. And it was on sale. But this is Covent by Banana Republic, and this one is actually kind of a classic fragrance. And look at that little dent, and I've had this probably about 6 years also. This it kind of gives you the vibe of a guy that's in a cardigan. That's what it kind of gives me the vibe of, a guy in a cardigan and maybe a polo shirt and kind of, maybe a little tight, maybe like that modern classic kind of vibe. But it does have it's cloning somewhat of one of the Creed fragrances. I can't remember what it is, but it's not, I don't know, it's not amazing. It's not a fragrance that jumps out at you. If you wear this, depending on the crowd that you're around, people may think you smell good, but most people are not going to comment on the way you smell. So yeah, Covent, and that is number 2. And then the last one that I have, this one is actually all of, I was going to say this is a good fragrance. Actually, all of these are good fragrances. It's just they get overlooked because of other fragrances. And if I had a smaller collection, they probably would get more play. So I'm not saying that if any of these are your favorite fragrances, that I'm, pooping on your favorite fragrance. These are good fragrances. They just get overlooked in my collection because I have other fragrances that I could rock at the same time. This one is Kenneth Cole's Mankind. I'm gonna come in. Mankind. Now this is a good fresh fragrance, and I only got this little small bottle. But yeah, this one is good. And the thing with this one, it kind of comes off a little bit like a Mont Blanc's is that Legend, the one that smells like Fierce, or like Percival. It kind of comes off like those fragrances, but I have fragrances that had that same smell scent that actually lasts longer than this one. This one doesn't last too long on my skin. It maybe lasts about 3 hours. So when I'm thinking of wearing this, unless it's like, just getting out of the shower, or if I'm just want to have something sitting around the house, if I need something that's going to last a little bit longer, then I will grab one of the other fragrances. So Mankind, again, it's a good fragrance. If you see it in the stores and it's cheap, it's a good fragrance to pick up. It's just not something that I reach for very often. And as you can see, I barely even text this, and this is a small bottle. So yeah, that's what I have for you today. Those 7 fragrances that are kind of unforgettable, overlookable, a lot of times, and you tend to just pick something else. And well, for me anyway, I tend to pick something else to wear instead of wearing those fragrances. Not that they're bad. If you see them in the store for a good price, all of these are good fragrances. It's just I overlook them. All right, but it's been your boy Will with the Will Report. I appreciate your time. I know you could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me talking about 7 fragrances that are overlookable, forgettable. Until next time, deuces.